Howdy, folks. Hope you can all hear me okay. Just give me a little tinkle on the tippy tappy if you can hear me okay. Give me a sound check. My little bars at the bottom are dancing, so it tells me I'm going out. But yes, okay. Thank you, Mark. That's brilliant. And Simon, hello. Dino, great to see you. Chuck Schreiber, hello there. Brian, hey, nice to see you. And Dino and Robert Strainset. Hello, Robert. I hope you're well. What's the weather like? Ugh, nasty, really nasty. Really, it was a run to the shed, get everything set up, run back to the house, run to the shed, get the coffee up there, run back to the house, get the PC up there, run back to the house. So it was that kind of deal, you know. It is what it is. Oh, look, the teeth are in. Fantastic. I don't know if Lord Dow's here, but he has got his teeth, but he's not too happy with them at the moment. But I'm sure with a little dremeling, Al be on fine form pretty soon. Mick, hello there. Oh, it's sunny. Well, it's certainly not that here. It's drizzle, heavy rain, light rain, back to drizzle. Yeah, wouldn't say it's terribly cold. Last night it was something like 11 degrees, which is quite balmy for BALMY, balmy for this kind of year, this kind of part of the year. Nice to see everybody in. Walset Scenics Paul, hello there. Nice to see you. And Daz, nice to see you, Daz. What's on the menu for today? Right. Midsummer Railway. There's Greg. Hello, Greg. Nice to see you. I know your head's spinning, mate. I know you're on some pretty powerful meds and they make you feel a bit, hey. But I hope other than that, you're bearing up. Good to see you, Greg. Welcome in, as they say. Have we got any of our Americano friends, or is Chuck Schreiber? Do we have any Americans and Canadians in today? Because this is a split shift. There's Dwight Curley. Hello, Mr. Tuna Can Express himself. Good to see you. Americans are still in bed. Well, I mean, it must be pretty early morning for you there, Attila. Anyway, good to see you. I hope all is well down under. I know you were fixing to have a bit of a storm last night. I hope that passed through without incident. So just give us a little spill in the chat. 12 a.m. Oh, okay. And 7 a.m. in the States. Well, I'm sorry to get you up that early, Chuck, but it should be worth your while because I'm running a true intercontinental today. Behind me, you'll be able to see some maroon stock. So I've got the Duchess of Gloucester, and it is a Duchess class. I only just fitted a DCC chip in it, one I had spare. I thought if I'm going to run what I need to run today, I'm going to have to chip it because they have to both run simultaneously. And the other one, let me just shift out of the way. Maroon. Yeah, well, there you go. We've also got some, on the other track, some Tuscan red. Now, Dwight Curley will know what that is. It is the colours of Pennsylvania. And simmering away here is my new K4. This is a model made by MTH way back in the day, something like 2005. So it's 20 years old. I've wanted one for many, many years. And Roger, welcome in. Nice to see you, Roger. I hope all is well down in the West Country and Cornwall. And let's see. Smallwood Junction, Paul. Hello there, Paul. Nice to see you. And Mick, of course, the royal bartender is in, of course. Rich Trains. Hello there. So Rick's Trains, you'll recognise the 462 K4. So I've got two 462s running today, a British version, which is the Duchess of Gloucester, and I've also got the American version, which is the Pennsylvania K4, and what a beauty it is. I'll give you a few close-ups later. What they've done is they picked the wheels out in gold, so all of the spokes of the wheels all look really, really good. Afternoon, Ed. Oh, that will be under my layout most of the time. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Chris, but welcome in. Nice to see you. And GWR Buckley Junction is Sean. Hello, Sean. Nice to see you. I'm having a red day today. So I've got the Duchess of Gloucester and some Mark 1 maroon stock on the British end of the layout. And going t'other way, in British style, but it's an American loco and rolling stock. There's the Pennsylvania K4. So that's what I'll be running today. The K4 is DCC and sound. Oh, there's Brian. Sean, haven't heard from you in a while. Sean's been around a bit. You could say that anyway. From Gollum to Santa. Well, not quite, but I suppose we'll be getting in the festive mood fairly soon. There's lots of Christmassy things going on. Anthony's just started his advent calendar, which is Noch and Fala. So that's good to see. I saw the first one this morning. And there's Robert right at the bottom. Yeah. So, brain fart. Not in a festive mood here. Well, there's enough time to get into the festering mood, as they say. So, without much further ado, I shall get the locomotives moving. I'm not seeing you on any live streams for a while. Yeah. I think Sean's been in a few. But I can't remember which. Anyway, let's move her out. She's moving. Yes, she's moving. Not a fan of Christmas. Well, opinions vary on that, Brian. Now, I did clean the track yesterday, so humbug, yeah. Bit of a whistle. Now, I've got the sound turned down about as low as it can go on that one, just so it doesn't, we're not competing for volume. Now, I'll just do a quick twist all the way around the layout, just to make sure everything is hunky-dory. So far, touch wood, so good. Hope there's enough coal and water in the tender of that steam train. You don't want to run out during the show. No. Made sure everything was topped up. Now I can change the chuff on this to have like an understrain chuff or a drift chuff. So with a manipulation of a few function keys, you can change what the chuff sounds like. Just let me know if you can hear that okay. Oh, GWR Sean. Lost some mojo for a bit. Does happen. And then fishing gear. Yeah. Bit funny at time of year to do fishing though. But there you go. Right, you can hear that. Okay, that's good. But as long as we're not competing or it's drowning me out, that's fair. Right, I'll move on to the second locomotive and we'll get that one moving, which is Roco 25. I programmed this in it, so let's move around. I'm not sure what chip I put in there, but it was available. It went in, I did a reset on it, and it seems to be running okay. They're running about a comparable speed now, so you should be able to see this as it comes around. We'll just get it to do a once around. And so far, it's doing its stuff, as they say. Here she comes now. Just move out of the way and you'll be able to see that. And there she goes. The Duchess of Gloucester. And that's not obviously in its streamlined form, but there was always a thing about the Duchess of Gloucester that once they'd taken all of the streamlining off of it, it still had the front of the boiler was tapered down. And I got a feeling at some stage they changed the boiler and it went back to a normal straight or tapered boiler, but they took away the curvy bit that lent itself to having the streamlining. Just for fun, I love to run a steam train with a DMU sound profile. Well, the nearest I came to that was on the Western, strangely enough. I didn't like the sound of the Western. It was far too harsh and grumbly. So being as it was a 21 pin and I had a 21 pin for a class 47, I stuck that in. And really odd looking at a Western and hearing a class 47. So that was pretty weird. But there you go. I'm after Duchess smoke deflectors. Well, you can't have this beer. But it's not the only Duchess I have. I do have another. I don't know where I've put it now. Bear with me. I do have another. What did I do with it? Oh, I buried it. Maybe later I'll pull that one out. But it's essentially the same model. A little older in its appointments in that it's got a swinging bogey on it, and the DCC chip, if it's got one, would be up in the engine rather than the tender. This one is the later iteration with its stupid floating bogey, which I don't like, but it was the model that was released at the time. And my dad got this at TMC and he had it renamed Duchess of Gloucester because other than its streamlined form, they never made a Duchess of Gloucester, I don't think. Smile, I'm here. Lord Al. I hope you can do this now. How did you get on, Lord Al? Did you take the Dremel to them and they're a little more comfortable now? Just enlighten us. Yes, you did. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. As long as they're more comfortable and you can actually eat with them, then that's going to be a huge advantage. It took a few hours. Yeah, I would imagine so, because you don't want to wreck them, because even at the cheaper end of the scale, it's going to be 300 odd quid. So they work now. That's good. I hope you didn't have to do too much, but of course you'd have to take a bit off, fit them, see what they're like, take them out a bit more. I know how you do it, but full marks to you, mate, for doing that kind of thing. I know it's thermoplastic, and I know you'd have to take it easy, but there it is. Newlyn Railway, there's Clive. Hello, Clive. I'm running some Pennsylvania stock today. This is not the stock I got from you. These are Walters, Walters heavyweights. So we do have a set of those. So I thought it was appropriate that a beautiful loco like the K4 would pull a pretty good long express. This one isn't too long. 4 carriages, you've got a baggage, a diner, there's a passenger car, and then it's like an end observation car at the back. So you'll see that as you come past. As I get you down onto the track and you actually see it, you'll be able to pick that out, particularly when it's going away into the distance. And yeah, oh, there's Simon Trains. Hello, Simon. Yeah, sorry I caught you on the hop with the question. What's the prettiest railway station? But I remember seeing a video, and it was of one station. They went quite deep into why this station had historic content and all the rest of it. It was a really easy on the eye station, somewhere out Oxfordshire, somewhere like that, or in the South Midlands to the south, somewhere like that. And it was just such a great station. I've never found the video again. I'd love to know what that station was, but I'll work on it. Oh, good afternoon, Colin. Nice to see you. I hope your bridge is still intact and you're working on your railroad, because I don't know if you've seen Colin's railway, but there's not going to just be one country. This is going to be a worldwide. Still standing, excellent. Just in case you caught your elbow on it or something, God forbid. There's going to be Japan. There's going to be the US. There's going to be Europe, and there's going to be the UK. So it's a truly worldwide event. So that should be really good. Dundas Junction Model Railroad. That's James. Hello, James. I hope Canada is not too cold. And Carl Stevens. Hello there. Nice to see you. So Carl Stevens will obviously know the K4 and the Pennsylvania stop. Oh, Todd Armstrong's got a video up. I haven't seen Todd in here, but he might get here. And on the other track is the Duchess of Gloucester coming around. And that was a special from TMC. Yeah, not one of their Friday night specials, but it was one my dad commissioned them to make. So they took a maroon Lake Crest Duchess class and did a identity change on it, so it became Duchess of Gloucester, and its number is now 40. It's just too far away. Come on, come closer, come closer, come closer. Its number is now 46225. They did a bang up job changing the numbers and putting the nameplates on. So effectively it is now the Duchess of Gloucester. There's a long story behind the Duchess of Gloucester. Way back in, as far as I can remember, my dad had a kit. It was made by Kitmaster, Rosebud Kitmaster of the Duchess of Gloucester. And he built that for me. And the only thing I've got left of that is the tender. But the Duchess of Gloucester then took on its own sort of history. And he thought it would be nice for me to have a new Duchess of Gloucester with the most up-to-date Hornby iteration. New film will be uploaded in about an hour. Well, that's good. Is that with a full set of teeth, Al? No, I'm not taking the piss. Honestly, I'm not. Oh, and Brian's got a video up as well. Everybody's beating it up this Sunday. And Pete. Oh, Lord Peter Webster. Hello, Peter. Nice to see you. And yeah, so we're having a red day. We've got BR Maroon, and we've got Pennsylvania Tuscan Red. And it may have been Kyle who explained to me Tuscan Red, because I was having a bit of a blockage. No, I'm not on camera on this one. Oh, now, Lord Al, don't get camera shy. Can you imagine that? Lord Al shy? No, I don't think so. Usually mobbed by a mob. You'll see a knot of people, and then they'll move apart, and there's Lord Al right in the centre, due to being filmed before the teeth. Oh, okay. So the next video on, we should see a full set of choppers. And it does, because particularly when you haven't got a full set of teeth, you tend to, well, I do anyway, I tend to freeze the top lip. And that is possible to do, but you just have to adapt how you talk, and just to keep your top lip as still as possible. So obviously you don't see the top set. Things you have to do, but it's vanity, of course. But I have two teeth missing here. It's difficult to hide, but it's not impossible. So yeah, full pose, laugh my ass off. But it's only when you get into this situation you realise just how vain we all are, and think, oh yeah, I don't want to see that. I've got two teeth. It looks like I've been in a fight, but that's the ravages of age. It was just that the bones could no longer support. I think it was the bones in my jaw were sort of crumbling, and they just lost the connection with the tooth, and then the tooth decided, I'm out of here. And then they all started to do it. One out, all out. But there you go. So I just live with it. And once you get a set of teeth, you find you can smile again and your face can relax. But enough about teeth. It must be driving Lord Al mad. I know it drove me mad, but I managed to fudge it. Right, let's get you folks down on the track so you can see this glorious K4. The story behind the K4 is I wanted one since I saw a video on the K4. It's coming around now. It is a beautiful, beautiful rendition of the 462. Quite a clean locomotive by American standards. There's not pipes all over it. Obviously, there's a few bits and pieces that we call detail, but absolutely beautiful loco. MTH produced it back in 2005, I think, and I just couldn't get one for love nor money. Plus, they were made on the other side of the planet, and it was just difficult. I think the K4 had its own difficulties as well, in that the smoke unit maybe would work, maybe wouldn't. I did get another K4, which was an MTH, and it didn't work, so I had to send it back. And I thought, my chance is gone. Anyway, a couple of them came up on trains with a Z in the States, which is like a second-hand, pretty good shop. One came up on there. I spotted it. I contacted Anthony. I said, look, it's an expensive model. Can we get this? So without much further ado, I just shot him the money. And I thought, it's now or never. So I got it. And I love it. This particular, the K4 never ran in Tuscan Red. Well, there's a huge argument about whether the K4 ever ran in full Tuscan Red. Usually it would have the cab roof and the tender top in Tuscan Red. The rest of it would all be black. What's wrong with this side of the world? There's nothing wrong with Australia. apart from the snakes and the spiders and the kangaroos and yeah. No, it's all good. I'd go to Australia. Yeah, no problems. Particularly there's guys like Attila and Artie there. So something's got to be good. Plus, ground from Wood Hill Park Model Railways put a video up on Mark's 3. Yeah, right, okay. Right, yes. Right, let's get you down on the track and let's look at some action. Right, there is the K4 with its funky wheels. Just follow that round for a second. Photo bomb. Yeah, like fully picked out wheels in gold. Right, so let's get thee over here. About there, I should think. Oh, what's that doing there? Screwdriver. That's a really fine point. Flat blade. And if you're wondering what this is, that's the track cleaner. Tidy track, made by, is that the Woodland Scenics job? Yeah, good little gadget. Right, here comes the K4, and it's about to be photo bombed by Duchess of Gloucester. If anybody hasn't hit the like button, if you would oblige me, I'd be extremely grateful. Here's the Pennsylvania stock. That's Walthers. They're all heavyweights with the 6-wheel bogies. Every single one of them, even the baggage car, has got the 6-wheel bogies. And I think you'll generally agree that the sizes of the train is not hugely different between HO and 00. So I would say, yeah, that's good. Here comes Duchess of Gloucester, smooth and silent, with a rake of Mark 1s, 2 restaurant cars. And here comes Tuscan Red. Let's have a look at the screen, see what it looks like. Oh, yeah. And there's the baggage car, diner, passenger car, and there's an observation on the back, which is quite funky. Oh, there's Mav. Hello, Mav. Nice to see you. Is K4 a distant cousin of the robot dog from Dr. K9? No, afraid not, Roger. No, this mutt is certainly a dog of distinction. Yeah, I haven't run that Duchess of Gloucester for some time. It's a bit of a showpiece, really. The other Duchess of Gloucester is weathered. I think it was factory weathered, so it does look a bit grifty. Here comes the K4. Right, what did I miss there? I'm working at the same time, so using ears rather than eyes. Oh, okay, Matt. Who else is here? Well, there's Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Good morning to you. I'm having a bit of a red day today, Charlie. A maroon Lake Crest Duchess of Gloucester with some Mark 1 stock. And coming around any second now will be a Pennsylvania K4 in Tuscan Red, which a lot of people say it never wore, but some say, yeah, oh yeah, it definitely wore it. That's an NTH model, die cast, pulling some Walters heavyweight stock, so baggage, diner, passenger car, and observation. And there goes the Duchess of Gloucester. Yeah, it's pretty good. And there's obviously a corridor Mark 1, restaurant car, which is literally loads of tables. There's another restaurant car, which has got the actual restaurant in it and a few tables. And there's I think it's a corridor baggage on the end. Oh, there's Ian. Hello, Ian. Nice to see you. Welcome in. And GRE 2057. Good to see you. I hope the sound of the K4 is not overpowering. I've got it down on its lowest level, so let's just I'll hit the sounds as it comes through. Yeah, obviously it's a little bit subdued on the whistle front because I've got the sound down so low. And there's Jake. Hello, Jake. Nice to see you. I don't know if you've seen, but Charlie's doing his level best to use up his StreamYard, because obviously they've been charging him a lot of money and he's going to jump ship. So, yeah, with you there, Charlie. You'll just have to let us know what you come up with in way of an alternative. And here comes the K4. I don't think it had ever turned a wheel because everything was pristine on it. I think there's a bit of work to do on the smoke unit because that seems to work, then it doesn't, then it does, then it doesn't. So I think the impeller is going to need a bit of cleaning, perhaps a little bit of a pruning, because they had a habit of leaving flash on the impeller. Plus, if it's too tight to the motor, it can slow it down as well. So you just got to be careful that that impeller can spin. There's a lovely sight. The Duchess of Gloucester. I will reiterate that it's a very nasty wet day out there. Big overcast, not too cold, but very, very wet outside. Yeah, Pete, I wanted one of those Tuscan red K4s for a long, long time, but I thought it had passed me by. But I got the opportunity and I just grabbed it with both hands, which you do on those kind of situations. If you don't get it, you know you're going to regret it. And for me, it was really a last chance because it was getting to be such an old model that finding one in this kind of condition after 20 odd years was getting increasingly tough. Plus, it's an American loco, difficult to source. So I think it's an outstanding model. If it's something that hasn't moved for 20 years, that's pretty special. A lovely colour as well. Carrying on the red theme, here is the maroon Duchess of Gloucester and a rake of Mark 1s. Yeah, sharp brake van, yeah. Found a Hornby one for 20 quid and bought it, yeah. A lot of it is opportunity. And I hate being in the position where you've passed something by thinking, oh, yeah, there's plenty of them out there. I'd be able to pick one up anywhere. And then you find out you can't. That's very frustrating. There's nothing worse. For me personally, anyway. There's a long story behind that. But it's not a feeling I enjoy. So I tend to take the bull by the horns somewhat these days. Right, let's shift you over somewhat, over to the other side. There's the Penske K4 with its funky wheels. And the Duchess of Gloucester. Absolutely right, Jake. Let's get thee back a bit. If you're wondering what there's an axle and wheels doing, sitting right in the middle there, there's a packet just above there that sits on the wall, and the packet opened by itself, and that dropped out. So I just left it there. That one. Thanks, Pete. That's very much appreciated, old chap. Yeah, Dave, good morning to you. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I do like the K4. That's a very well proportioned locomotive. And the stock from Walters, that's pretty good stuff. The only thing with those is that they've got a very wide turning circle. I think 25-inch radius or more. So you've got to take that into account when you're building your railroad. Oh yeah, Kyle, that was that came in a consignment that Richard bought, and I'll tell you, they were really, really expensive. I've just spotted something. Forgive me a second. I spotted a bit of detritus. That sitting in the frog. Oh, that's fluff. Not good. Got ghosts on the layout. Yeah, full of ghosts. Here comes the Duchess of Gloucester. Handsome, handsome model. The Stania Duchess. Methinks I'm going to have to put a DCC sound in that one. Let's take a look at this observation car as it comes around. It's not like your usual observation cars that has a little gated area at the back. This one's all windowed in. You see it as it comes around. I think I'll just slow it down a bit. Let the train go past. Here we go. And any second now, there's the diner coming past. And there at the back is the observation with its funky windows pointing backwards. Bit of speed, my boy, bit of speed. Yeah, I'll just find the box for that, Kyle, and see what it says on it. It say, it's the baggage, window coach, paired window coach. It's got to be the bottom box of the lot, isn't it? Right, yeah. It's this. I'll pop that down there, and you should be able to read that, Carl. Pullman Heavyweight Solarium Observation. Oh, we got Mum and Son rail fans in. Hey, hello, Tammy and Ray. Okay, Roger, you take care, mate. So that's the Solarium Observation Plan, and that's the number. Authors. Cost a fortune. I think that was about 60 or 70 pounds worth. So yeah, not cheap. Here comes the Duchess of Gloucester with some funky maroon coloured Mark 1s. And here comes the K4, Pennsylvania K4 with the Pennsylvania heavyweights pulling along behind. Yeah, I just hope it doesn't get to one of those situations, Carl, where you pass it by and it just doesn't come around again. I find that really, really gets me. I've let it happen a couple of times and I really regretted it, particularly as it hit me so hard in the pocket. There was a model back in the day. It was £7 at the time. This was back in the 80s. It was a lot of money. And I knew if I bought it, I'd have to walk home right the way across London. I didn't get it. And it was only 8 or 9 years later, he made another batch of these particular models, and it was £155 from the original 70. Let's get that one going a little faster. That's a little better. Got the warranty returns and a new train to pick up in the morning. One more test run, then start finishing up the wiring and start the scenery. Excellent. Very glad to hear it. Yeah, Pete, there is a lot of dosh involved in this hobby now. There always was. It's never been a cheap hobby. But even more so now because the prices are only going in one direction. It does make it all the sweeter when you actually do manage to get a bargain. And that does give you a warm glow somewhat. Tammy and Ray's favourite. Yeah, scenery. 549 is painted in Tuscan for use on the Red Arrow line, according to an article of yeah. Yeah, thanks for that, Rick. There's it's obviously I think people in the States are going to debate it until the end of time whether it actually wore it or not. I think anybody that actually witnessed it would be well into their 90s now. But if there's anybody that can actually remember it. But I'm not so worried because it's a very rich colour, and it really lends itself to that locomotive really well. Yeah, bargain is always good, Charlie, particularly if the object is in really good nick and you get it for a song. Whoa, Floyd Robbins. Hello, Floyd. On lead guitar, Floyd Robbins. I'm having a bit of a red day today, Floyd. Any second now you'll see Duchess of Gloucester in maroon, late British Railways crest colours with a rake of Mark 1s. And on the other side, we've got Tuscan Red K4 Pennsylvania with some shootable heavyweight stock. Yeah, for anybody that didn't know, Dino has changed his logo again. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just takes a bit of getting used to. At the moment, I'm pulling 0.31 of an amp. So that's DCC and sound on one side, DCC Duchess of Gloucester on the other. Track on the right needs fixing. Oh, what? This bit here? That's right where the joint is. I did actually put a curve on that, but it worked itself out. So I only use that for slow speed shunting, and I don't really have a problem. But this is where the lift out section is. So that's always a bit funky in places like that. Yeah, believe it or not, that doesn't give much trouble. The double slip is always a little problematic, but that bit there, don't usually have any trouble with it. As long as those align properly, I don't usually have any problems there. Obviously, this bit further over here, that's okay. These are okay. That kept its curve on it, so I'm pleased about that. But that particular section didn't keep its curve. I think it was just too tight. Whoa, there's Anthony Dodge, my saviour. Well, Anthony, today you get to see the K4 running, which was our latest acquisition from the US of A in Tuscan Red, the Pennsylvania K4, and one of your favourites, Duchess of Gloucester in maroon with a rake of Mark 1s. Here comes the K4 with its funky wheels and some heavyweight stock, which are all 12-wheel coaches. Yeah, of course, it's getting hot down under at the moment, so check your track and make sure there's no bends in it, Attila. For those that haven't dropped into Robert's channel, Robert's Train Set, I urge you to take a look and see what Robert's been doing with his shunting layout. Excellent piece of work, Robert, as always. How are we doing? 34 in the chat and 27 likes. That's very kind of you, chats and ladies. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, Simon, we definitely plan on being there on the Saturday at Ali Pali in March. No doubt about that one. It's one of the biggest shows and we always pick up something of interest there. Had to fix one stretch in the last hot day. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, if it gets up to like 140 degrees, you can't keep your aircon running forever. Oh, Kyle, I don't think you need to worry about 28. I'll just increase the sounds that we're getting from old Lulu. Labour Truff. Let's try that one. And a drift chuff is this. Right, where's sound? Engine sound on off. Volume low, medium, high off. F7. Getting louder. I'll cycle that once more. Oh, it's even louder. And off. So there you go. I've got perfect control. Yeah, there's a lot of good tunes played on an old fiddle. Yeah, absolutely. And there's Tom Houston in. Hello there, Tom. Fashionably late. No worries about that. There comes the K4. Whoa. I've got a derailment. What on earth happened there? Well, I never. How about that? There we go. Right, let's just move her around a bit. Well, I never. I wonder what caused that to derail. Wow. Jesse James showed up. Yeah, I'll bet he did. Right, I'll leave that one over here. I'll leave Duchess of Gloucester running. Oh, there's Eric. Hello, Eric. Let's get the K4 running again. No, that doesn't want to. Let's just get it running. See what happens. I wonder where that derailed and why. Bit of fluff on the track. Yeah, could be Wangok. Nice to see you. Look, she's coming around. It just shows you that's been running for an hour. And then all of a sudden, yeah, let's throw ourselves off the track. Now let's see what happens. No problem. Just off in the back there, that's the K4, Eric. Yeah, one of the great mysteries of model trains. But it picked a really good place to short out the set, and it just needed a rest. Yeah, very dark maroon. Yeah. Well, there's the Duchess with a rake of maroons, and then a little bit faster, please. Here comes the K4. And off she goes. And John Knopfel. Hello, John. Having a bit of a red day today. There's a Duchess class with some Mark 1 coaches. And then I'll leave it to come around again. You'll see the K4. Let's just switch view. So now coming around this way should be the K4. And here she comes. An absolute beauty. Pennsylvania. Yeah, I suppose it could be. It could be livestock related. Right, let's just grab you. There we go. Now, a little up there. Oh, too much. That's better. Yeah, the reason the duo was because of the shock of me joining this morning. No, nothing like that, Floyd. Would it dare? No, it could be livestock. Yeah, there have been some spiders obviously doing their work in here. But the same spot, that's another 4 times it's gone around, no problems. Yeah, the gremlins do have their days, all right. Nothing goes wrong, and then all of a sudden, Nice Pringle. Yeah, well, got to have a bit of style with the substance, I suppose. Um, oh, that's in the west. Let me just get out of the way. There's the K4. Should be able to see that just going past. And on the other side is the Stania Duchess. Well, glad you liked it, Chuck. With the Duchess, I just put a DCC chip in it today. Got the tender apart, put the chip in, did a reset on it. Oh, that's very kind of you, Colin. And as you can see, it's not a bad chip actually, because that seems to be running okay. Here comes the K4. I'll just get out of the way. With its funky gold spoked wheels. I'm absolutely loving that loco. A very big thank you to Anthony Dodge for grabbing that for me and getting it across the pond. Everything arrived intact. I do have some extra kits that Anthony got me too, which I will be working on. And it just leaves me to say thanks everybody for coming in. Yeah, I think we've gone just over an hour. So obviously it's going to take a while for me to put everything away because it is damp in the shed, and I don't really want anything corroding, which shouldn't. So I'll be packing everything away just after this. Thanks everybody for coming in. Always a pleasure catching up with you, and it's great to have your company. It's nice to run some trains, but it's even better doing it with a bit of company, which is great. Great stream. Oh, thanks, Dwight. Dwight's on at 7 tonight for the UK dwellers. I think that's something like, what is that? 7, about 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, something like that. Just correct me if I'm wrong there. Cheers, Charlie. And Wesley, you're a little bit late there, but never mind. Thanks, Chris and Paul and Charlie and Mark. Glad you enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it. It's nice to see something through to the end. 3 a.m. there, you'll be snoring. Yeah, I'll bet you will, Attila. Well, don't lose your teeth while you're snoring. Ciao for now, Timber Surf. Thank you very much for coming in. The thumbs up has been thumped. We're at 39.33, which is, I'm tickled pink. Why anybody would choose to, well, let's not go in the whys and wherefores. You're here. I'm glad you're here. And thanks everybody for coming in. I'll see you all in the streams. And failing that, it will be next Sunday for another thrilling episode. Get the teeth back in. For another thrilling episode. Thrilling episode. I'll drink my coffee now, which has been sitting there for an hour. But never mind. There's an advantage. You can't taste cold coffee. The teeth are in. Hey. Thanks everybody for coming in, and I'll leave you with Timber Surf's au revoir, which is ciao for now. Late again. Oh, sorry, Adam. Just do a bit of catch up. I've been running some maroon stock today. Back to gluing down the track. Well, oh well, Mick. Theft, yeah, theft, grand theft timber. But it is a very good Auf Wiedersehen. So I could say Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains, but then again, I'll be stealing that, wouldn't I? Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming in, and I'll catch you all fairly soon. So, ciao for now.